Hello again, fellow wanderer.
I'll wager you've traveled all over Takor.
And then some, my lord. From the Glass Rock Mountains in the west to the Chalon Bazaars in the east.
Have you seen much of the shepherds on your travels?
Such as you's not likely to be in league with such as them, so I'll tell you true. Yes, I've seen 'em, but I'd just as soon spit on 'em. The shepherds call the girl dogs. They hunt 'em down for no reason. I've no use for scum like that.
I share your low opinion of the shepherds, but I need to contact them. Would you happen to have any ideas on how to do that?
Youngsters nowadays don't have enough sense to light the right end of a torch. Let me give you a piece of advice, my lord. One which has stood me in good stead o'er many a mile. Stay away from loonies, losers, freaks, and fakes. The shepherds cover all four corners.
We're not as green as we look, Mackie. We know what we're doing. If you hate the shepherds as much as you say, there's reason enough for you to help us.
Well, I don't know. Information is merchandise of a sort, too.
How much?
10 burlers.
Deal. What have you got for us?
Over in Easton, there's an actress, Maria something or other. A few months back, she bought a whole case of Linnigan apple brandy from me.
That's expensive stuff. But what's the connection?
The connection is that this actress said she was giving the brandy to her son as a going-away present. And guess where he was going?
To join the shepherds. I see. Do you trade with the Growth?
Yes, as often as I can. For woodwork, you'll not find the like anywhere in the Empire. I know some folk blame them for the pox, but I've seen them risk their own hides to help humans what has the disease. If you ask me, most Growth are better people than most people.
Safe.
May the roads...
deliberately embedded the solution, I guess you could say, in Decoro. So I mentioned the cheese right here. They deliberately just left a ton of cheese in the ground. this quest, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna reload it last combat just to show this. Obviously, normally you don't actually have to do this.
Something startled those.
The cheese, the cheese, the cheese. Sure, you've come about the cheese. The little man bounced excitedly. How can I, Jaegermeister, have a wine and cheese party without the cheese? Sylvie, Miss Ashwood promised she'd send some over just as soon as her shop received a shipment, but I don't believe her. Why not? Well, you've no doubt heard of this woman Scorned. That's Miss Ashwood. She's thrown herself at me for years, but I continually tell her, now, Miss Ashwood, I'm a happily married man. Your charms, considerably though they may be, considerable as they may be, have no effect on me whatsoever. The Jaeger smoothed his tunic. No matter how fervently that girl beseeches you, nor how sincere her vows of undying affection, I'm a happily married man, sir, a happily married man. William studied the short, fat, balding, pompous noble and came to the conclusion that Course Landing must have far less than its share of eligible bachelors. The study door opened and in pranced a small, round woman wearing a wig as tall as she was. Indeed, Aaron was hard-pressed to tell whether the Jaeger's wife wore the wig for a headpiece or the wig wore her as its pedestal. "Forrest," she squealed in a voice like nails on slate. "Please tell me they come bearing cheese." "No, my pet. So sorry, my pet. All will be remedied immediately, my pet." The Jaeger's wife stormed out of the room, with the wig barely clearing the door jamb. The Jaeger explained the gravity of the situation. "We're having a party, you see, to unveil the latest addition to our art collection. It's a Chinese tree idol. Very rare, very precious. So few are seen outside of Juneau, and this one is in perfect condition." The Jaeger mopped his brow with a monogrammed kerchief. "Sylvie, Miss Ashwood has her little ways, secret connections that she could use to my advantage if she chose. Ah yes, that little minx has me over a barrel and she knows it, though it gives me the horrors to admit I may have to sacrifice the sanctity of my wedding bed and succumb to her wanton desires just to make this party a success. Ah me." The little man looked so decidedly worried over this possibility that William couldn't hold back a chuckle. To cover his rudeness, he said, "Jaegermeister, my friend, and I will assist you in your honor of need. Give us a moment to confer amongst ourselves." In the corner of the room, Aaron asked William, "Do you really think we should help him out?" William scratched his head thoughtfully. "We could, of course. This is only one side of the story." A little bell tinkled pleasantly as the companions entered the shop. They were greeted by the proprietress, Sylvie Ashwood. She apologized for her lack of merchandise. "What with the shipmaster's strike and the masons blocking commerce near Varnes, it's been nearly impossible for me to keep my shelves stocked," William sympathized. "Not to mention the drought." Sylvie sighed. "Right, it's unfortunate too, because just now I could get top prices for any luxury items that come my way. Jaeger Forestmeister, that fat old buffoon, is throwing one of his hoity-toity parties for his influential friends." Sylvie stuck her nose up in the air and spoke in a high, excited voice. "Miss Ashwood, I simply must have cheese. How can I possibly hope to make a favorable impression on the Emperor's cousin? How could I possibly hope to make a favorable impression on the Emperor's cousin's laundress brother-in-law without cheese?" Lapsing into her normal husky tone, she concluded, I'd just love to stick it to that imbecile. I charge him 10 times my cost." So I'm going to give the cheese to her, because why wouldn't I? Fortunately, it looks like I got a lot of cheese, but looks like I can only give her the biggest hunk. You can't give her more than the big hunk here. Sylvie's eyes widened with delight. Crowing with laughter, she exclaimed, "Cheese! And just when the Jaeger needs it the most. Oh, I won't make him pay through the nose for this. Oh, won't I make him pay through the nose for this? I'll probably get at least 100 burlas as my supplier. You deserve a cut. Here's 50 burlas and some rations to replace the cheese, and my undying gratitude for the chance to make that fat little piggy squeal to my tune." So, yeah, that's obviously why you do the cheese quest. If you don't, and why the creators of this game put all that cheese into Koro, it's really funny when you think about it, like, the second time around. Like, I saw the cheese in Koro And I'm like, oh my God, these guys are smart. They really were thinking about this. I'm gonna load back. I'm gonna save this one maybe as and I'm gonna go back and see what happened to show you what happens if you give the cheese to the Jaeger. Jaegermeister looked at the bundle with suspicion. What's this? What's this? What's this? William said seriously. Cheese, sir. It's cheese. The Jaeger opened the bundle, sniffed and tasted. By Cora, it is cheese. Martha, come here, my pet. Our party is saved. The Jaeger's wife entered, examined the cheese, and pronounced it excellent. William cleared his throat, drawing the Jaeger's attention. Oh, yes, of course, the boy who brought the cheese. Well, you tell Miss Ashwood we're much obliged indeed. Tell her it could have greener veins, it could be more pungent, but you know how it is. Any port salute in a storm. Just have her send us the bill, William began. But the Jaeger fumbled in his vest pocket. Oh, of course, here's 2 burlas for your trouble. Now scoot. We'd have much ado before our guests arrive. So obviously, the correct person to give it to is Miss Ashwood.
Oh, Sir Nadrin is a woman fine, the mother of all men, a healer and a teacher, a lady to the end. Since Sir Nadrin has guided us, a drink is only fair, but ladies prefer wine to ale, so I guess I'll drink her share.
Well, I bought them a cup, but they haven't turned up, so the day that I die, I'll just look in their eye and say, hey, where were you when the man poured the brew? And I guess I'll be drinking their share.
So I have a choice. Either I stay at the table and get fed, or even though the wife doesn't want me to stay, or I just leave without getting fed. Well, I'm a cheapskate, so give me the food. That's why I kind of have to hurry over with the cheese. You know, the food goes bad after 3 days.
Seed to leaf, leaf to bud, sun and rain coax life from mud. Oh, hello. I didn't see you at first.
This garden is beautiful.
Thank you, young man. It's very much a part of me after all these years.
Are you the caretaker?
Planter, harvester, sower, reaper, breeder, pruner, weeder, keeper. The trees hear my song and return in kind. Their symphony is eternal, if you only know how to listen.
Have you devoted your whole life to your plants?
I find they have more to offer than most humans. Plants are complex yet honest, predictable yet fascinating. Take the fidala tree, for instance. Most people see only a scrawny, chalky thing, but take the time to look beyond the obvious, and you'll discover the fidala's secret. Mix the leaves with alcohol into a poultice, and you'll have a cure for almost any poison. That is the fidala tree's gift to man, in return for a little respect and manure.
Naomi, your talent with the magic of nature is legendary. I was wondering... No, forgive me, I presume too much.
Go on, lad. I don't bite.
I was wondering, I'd hoped you might be willing to share the smallest part of your wisdom, but someone of your importance is surely too busy to waste time with a novice like me.
What's your name?
Aaron Courdelane, ma'am.
That was the sorriest excuse for flattery this side of a garnished compliment. The art of manipulation requires subtlety. You've got all the guile of a mare in heat. But as it happens, I need someone to deliver something to my cousin in Ilona. Take care of it for me, and I will share the smallest part of my wisdom with you.
Ilona is a little out of our way.
If it were right next door, I wouldn't need you, now would I?
No, I suppose not.
I just learned that my cousin Noel is having trouble with his garden. I want to get this calcicum powder to him immediately. Time is of the essence if the poor fellow's vegetables are to be saved. If he's not home, just sprinkle the powder over the garden. Nature should do the rest. Will you do it?
That sounds like a simple enough task. We'd be glad to do this good deed on your behalf.
That's a good boy. Return after you've run this little errand for me.
You speak as one who loves music.
I was speaking figuratively, I suppose. Though I did just see a Grove performance that combined music and dance in such a way as to represent natural forces. Oh, it was most stimulating. What was it called? The Maruk or Carful?
The Karuf.
That's it. You're familiar with it then?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Believe me, if you get the chance, don't pass it up. A young man like yourself with such a keen interest in nature would find it most educational. You're good company, but I must get back to my garden.
It was a true honor to meet someone so gifted.
Better work on those compliments if you want to get anywhere with the ladies. We can see through false flattery quicker than soil passes through a fieldworm.
I guess another hammer. I guess this is if you didn't talk to Mackie, they're trying to convince you to go to Iston. It's kind of similar to the way they tried to get you to go to Belmestry in the first video. 3 people told you to go that way. So this is just explaining why the Masons are standing there, making us pay for to go across that bridge. She wants me to plant nutberries in 3 holes. This is honestly probably one of the most annoying quests in this game. But I'm gonna do it just for you, so long as I can find these 3 holes.
Thank you for seeing us on such short notice, High Brother.
How can I help you, my children?
We have taken up enough of your time. Thank you.
He's there just in case you missed him in Takoro. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this another time or never. This is Brother Sariran, a hand of Kor. He's coming to bring his daughter. Bring his daughter to his grandmother's house. Alright, it looks like I found a second chance item. This is if you didn't complete the Contuso quest, get the Contuso letter, you can get this emerald, so you can put it in that, the Eye of Emperor Valorian and get the Circlet of Sinadrin. game isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes everyone dies. Oh, by the way, these guys are actually here for another reason too. One of that trap chest that I managed to defuse, it has poison. It was poisoned, so you'd have to run here and get cure poison. The heckling skill is kind of funny. It's very, very rarely goes up unless you focus on it and you're very persistent with it. Of course, I never picked it because all these other skills are so much more valuable. This is also kind of a bug in the game right here. See this? Look, I'm staring right here at this shop and there's nothing there. Boom, there's just a hidden shop right here. A long-nosed, short-sighted woman rocked and knitted on her front porch. William examined her face. Does she look familiar to you, Aaron? Aaron took a closer look. I think so, but I can't place where. William approached the porch. Excuse me, ma'am, but you look familiar. Have we met? The woman spoke in time with the rapid clicking of her knitting needles. I don't recognize you, but now that my eyes are going, sometimes I don't even recognize my cat. If we were in Waterfork, I'd say I was my sister, but we aren't, so I suppose I'm not. Uh-huh. William worked around his confusion. We're travelers passing through town. The woman interrupted, her needles gathering speed until they moved in a blur of light. Oh, strangers, is it? Well, you've come to the right place to learn everything you need to know about Iston. Yes, indeed, the stories I could tell. Such as? I'm sure you're not interested in the doings of common folk such as myself, but let me tell you. Iston has his fair share of nobles. Lord Lytton, for instance. Now, he always up to something. Balls, parties, casino nights at the clubs. The woman dropped a stitch, cursed, and picked it up again. Even as we speak, Lord Lytton is planning a special performance at the amphitheater. By invitation only, of course. Everyone who's anyone will be there, as well as quite a few who probably aren't anyone, but who happen to know the right people. I myself received a ticket, you know. Oh, yes, I have plenty of influence in my own ways. Locked up the ticket nice and safe inside the chest Lord Axton gave me. It's probably still there, too. I doubt the thieves who took my chest have the wit to open it. William interrupted the continuous flow of chatter by putting his foot down on the chair's rocker. The motion stopped abruptly as did the woman's knitting. Speechless for the moment, she stared up at him in surprise and expectation. That's all quite fascinating. We were wondering if perhaps you knew anything about a club called the Shepherds? The knitting began again, the needles clicking like a couple of bad-tempered click beetles. Oh, it's the latest rage among young men of wealth and social standing. I see them swaggering about the town in their capes and swords. Quite dashing they look. Why, I even understand that even Maria Liana's son has taken up with them. Of course, you know who she is, just the most famous actress in all of Antara, that's all. Yes, I've heard of her. William motioned Aaron to prepare for a quick exit. Pointing across the street, he exclaimed, Say, aren't those shepherds over there? It looks like they're about to duel. As the gossip cried, Where? And twisted her neck to see Aaron and William make good their escape. So, Yeah, we basically opened her chest and we stole her tickets. So she's not going to the amphitheater. Excuse me, Lord. Are you Lord Lighton? The Lord lit a cheroot and affirmed his identity. William and Aaron sat down at the card table. My friend and I would very much like to attend the play this evening. Could you perchance spare a pair of tickets? Lord Lighton deftly shuffled a deck of cards. No, perchance I could not. I have many friends, each of whom wishes to see Maria Liana at her finest. Why should I give you, two strangers, preferential treatment over my cherished confidants, most of whom owe me money? No, I enjoy the spectacle of watching my debtors squirm in their seats far too much to relinquish even a pair of tickets. William looked at the card table littered with glasses, sandwich plates, and cigar butts. He saw the neat stack of burlas by the Lord's elbow and changed tactics. I see you've cleaned everyone out, he said, nodding toward the coins. Do you play, sir? The Lord's eyes lit with interest. Fancy yourself lucky? The stakes 75 burlas a hand. Lord Lighton cocked an eyebrow. What do you say? Shall we invite Henny's smile? Lord Lighton looked at each of them in turn. I only play the two-handed game. Which of you will it be? Twin smiles of victory seeped out to the companions' faces. Looks like we've cleaned you out, my lord. Lord Lighton bowed gracefully. A trifling sum, yet I'm afraid it's all I brought with me, and acquiring more would be a bit inconvenient at the moment. Perhaps a deal? William inclined his head. You've read my mind. We'll happily return that last wager in exchange for a pair of tickets to this evening's show. Lord Lighton flashed a pair of tickets from his breast pocket. How could I possibly deny such avid devotees of the theater? He answered with irony, sliding the tickets across the table. William nodded his head in acknowledgement, exchanging the tickets for the winnings. A pleasure, Lord Lighton. Enjoy the show. So obviously this is again a second chance to get the tickets in case for some reason you were unable to solve the chest over there, the bead puzzle. You can get their tickets by gambling. I am the mage Darvastan. Let me guess, he smirked at Aaron. I know you want to use my powers of persuasion to influence a woman. That's it, isn't it? A beautiful woman who has caught your eye and bewitched your heart. No, sir. Darvastan turned his attention to William. I see you don't need any help in that department. Then perhaps you have a father whose stern disapproval you wish to temper. William's interest was aroused. You can do that? The mage preened his mustache. But of course, did I not already tell you that I am Darvastan? Are you saying you can control people with magic? Not exactly. I merely suggest to a certain person that he or she responds favorably to my client. I admit my suggestions could be most persuasive. The effect is temporary, but it usually lasts long enough to achieve the desired result. The mage winked and leered. I'm usually drawn to dusk when the shear is in session. I'm usually busy drawn to dusk when the shear is in session, but now is my slow season. I'm sure there must be something I can do for you two. Aaron swallowed hard. I'm a mage myself of sorts. I'd very much like to learn your charming magic. Will you teach it to me? The mage dazzled Aaron with his smile. Of course, it will only cost you 200 perlas. Aaron broke out in a cold sweat. He heard himself saying, only 200 perlas? You can expect to survive if you charge such an outrageously low prices. The mage shrugged agreeably. Well, it would make you feel better. How about 300 perlas? Aaron felt nauseous. What? I know I was cheating you. I wouldn't dream of insulting your talents by paying you any less than 400 perlas. Take it or leave it. The mage surrendered gracefully. All right, if you insist, 400 perlas, but not a penny more. The mage cheerfully accepted the money. In no time, he showed Aaron the secret of his charm. As the companions departed, William noted that Aaron looked a little woozy. Aaron shook his head to clear it. I'm not sure exactly what happened back there, but my head's still ringing. And so he gave us charm magic.
thought I...
Oh, my dears, so sweet of you to come to see me. By the three faces, but you're a gorgeous young man, aren't you? I'll bet the young women cling to you like moss to a boulder.
I do all right, I guess. We just wanted to tell you how much we admire your work. We met another admirer of yours recently. He said you might be able to tell us something about the shepherds.
My son, Simon. Do you know Simon? No? Pity he's a charming boy. You'd like him. Where was I? Oh, yes. Simon ran around with the shepherds for a while. They're a bunch of young idealists, full of romantic notions about changing the world. Ah, youth.
You say Simon is no longer with the shepherds?
My Simon is such a passionate boy. Never toes the water, just plunges in head first. He gets his impulsive nature from me, of course. I thought he'd really found his niche with the shepherds. But no, eventually he grew bored with even those charming free spirits.
Where is he now?
He's up and joined the children of all things. Now he's dedicated his life, at least this year of it, to the divine patron of the theatrical arts. Isn't that just too deliciously ironic? His last letter was addressed from Durst in Old Chuno. He said he was delighted to be on the frontier, and that being so close to the waste was one big adventure. I can't believe Simon is a son of mine. To be happy out there in the middle of nowhere at all. There's not a proper theatre in all of Juneau. Although I suppose I do understand the mystique, the aura, if you will, of living so close to the waste. I did a play about that just last season. It was entitled The Mana of Love.
Sounds, fascinating.
They said of my performance, Maria Liana plays the tragic part of Ciara the Mage to perfection. I laughed, I sighed, I wept real tears as she... Oh, never mind that. I wasn't at my best for that one, even though the critics raved. It's a lovely story, though. Ciara summons up a beast from Etheria and falls in love with him. Since Etherians don't survive long in our world, the beast soon begins to die. As a pledge of her love, Ciara opens a rift into Etheria and takes the beast back to his universe. This noble act is too much for her, and I die quite beautifully in the third act. My farewell speech ran 15 minutes and brought the house down every time.
We must be on our way now, Madame Maria Liana. Thank you for the pleasure of your company.
Oh, my dear young man, the pleasure was all mine. If you happen to be in Durst, please give my love to my son Simon. No, that won't do. Tell him he has my enduring affection and undying love, 1,000 kisses and twice as many hugs. With that, he'll have no doubt that the message is genuine.
Well, that's gonna end this video. So I guess the next video we'll head on our way to Durst. We might stop by some towns on the way over there. Maybe go through this area and all the way around to go to Durst. Thank you for watching. Well, if you're watching, not too many people are watching at this point.